Marijuana should be decriminalized immediately. First, smoking marijuana is a victimless crime and is not harmful to anyone. Unlike when people consume alcohol and become intoxicated, when people smoke marijuana, they don't become aggressive, violent, or combative. Public opinion regarding marijuana indicates that the majority of Americans believe marijuana use should be legalized. In fact, in November 2012, Washington State and Colorado voted to legalize recreational marijuana use and possession of up to 1 ounce at a time. Opponents may argue that marijuana is a gateway drug. However, there's no concrete evidence that marijuana is any more of a gateway drug than alcohol. In fact, marijuana isn't very dangerous and is certainly less dangerous than smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol. It makes no rational sense that caffeine, tobacco use, and alcohol consumption are legal and recreational marijuana use is not. The war on drugs has failed, and this is certainly the case when it comes to marijuana use. Just like alcohol prohibition in the 1920s and 1930s, the criminalization of marijuana is not working. Americans are smoking marijuana, and it would be in our best interest to end prohibition. Currently, our prisons are filled with low-level drug offenders, including a high number of people incarcerated for possession of small amounts of marijuana. This is because marijuana is considered a Schedule I controlled substance, which, under federal law, cannot be prescribed by a physician for medical use. Therefore, it carries a higher penalty than drugs such as cocaine and heroin. At a time when the American economy is struggling, decriminalizing marijuana could help resolve economic issues. If marijuana were legalized, the production and sale of marijuana could provide a much-needed source of revenue for local, state, and federal governments. The growth and production of marijuana would create jobs. The sale of marijuana could be taxed. The Federal Drug Administration and Drug Enforcement Administration are established government agencies that can administer and monitor the production and sale of marijuana. It's important to note that even if marijuana were legalized, people who choose to use marijuana would be subject to the same type of laws, such as driving under the influence, that already exist for people who consume alcohol. Marijuana prohibition does not make sense, and we should decriminalize its production, sale, and use immediately.
I'm a strong opponent of legalizing marijuana. Let's be clear. Legalizing marijuana is a bad idea. First, marijuana has been shown to be addictive, with as many as 1 in 10 who try marijuana becoming addicted. Further, if the first instance of marijuana use is while the person is a juvenile, the chances of addiction increase to 1 in 6. Marijuana use also poses a health risk to users that include a higher risk of cardiovascular disease and impaired functioning of the respiratory system. According to the British Medical Journal website, the risk of a motor vehicle accident while under the influence of marijuana are double that of someone who has not consumed drugs or alcohol. Most importantly, marijuana is a gateway drug that can lead to use of more serious, potentially deadly narcotics such as cocaine and heroin. These types of illegal drugs should not be more readily available or legal. Legalization would do nothing more than increase usage and cause an even greater issue for law enforcement.